Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kevin with Balanced Body Restoration, and in today's video I want to share with you one of our favorite core and abdominal strengthening exercise routines that is designed to help people who are struggling with chronic back pain. For those of you not aware, learning how to develop a strong core is one of the most important things that you can do to try to heal and recover from chronic back pain, because a strong core will help develop a lot more stability and a lot more support for your lower back. However, for a lot of people, they don't know exactly what exercises are safe or how to do the exercise correctly. So what I want to do is I want to share with you three of our favorite beginner level strengthening exercises that are very popular amongst a lot of our patients, especially for those who just have not exercised in years. So with that said, now let's get into the first exercise for today. All right, so the first exercise we're going to show you is an exercise where you will start by laying flat on your back with your knees bent. And what she's going to do, she's going to start by holding on to a 5-pound weight, which is going to hold on to with both hands like so. You can practice this exercise easily without using a weight, but sometimes the weight just really will amplify the level of activation you will feel within your core. So we recommend at least starting with a 3 to 5 pound weight. All right. Now, the first thing you want to do as you do this is to make sure that you flatten your back into the floor like so. And you accomplish this by just slightly digging your heels into the mat and just kind of rotating your pelvis downwards. And as long as you're keeping your back flush and pretty much glued to the mat, then you are in good shape. Now from here, while keeping your back flat, just slowly lower the weight back behind your head like so. While again, just focus on keeping your back flush and flat against the mat the entire time. And once you get to about there, that is fine. Just hold it there for a couple of seconds and then just very slowly bring the weight back up, while again, really just focusing on trying to keep your back glued against the floor the entire time. All right. Now, the act of you just keeping your back flush against the floor is going to essentially guarantee that those abdominal muscles will start to work pretty well. And again, it doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort to start to feel those abs shake. You will start to feel a bunch of shaking. You will start to feel a bunch of quivering within those abdominal muscles. But again, as long as you keep your back flush and flat against the floor, that is going to make sure that your back stays very safe, and also to help you maximize the level of activation that you will feel within your core and abdominal muscles. Okay. So all you need to do for this exercise is just perform 5 repetitions like so. And we're just going to repeat it just 2 more times. Hold it at the bottom for a couple of seconds, hold it there. And again, just slowly bring the weight back up, and you should start to feel, again, quite a bit of shaking and quite a bit of quivering within those abdominal muscles. And just make sure, again, your back stays flush and flat against the floor the entire time. And again, it's common for people sometimes for their back to start to lift off of the mat. So if you do start to feel your back kind of arching and lifting off the mat, just make sure, again, you focus on keeping it cemented on the floor at all times. All right. Just one more time, sweet. Let's bring the weight back down. All right, the slower you do this, the better it'll be. The more you'll start to feel the activation within those core muscles. And just slowly bring the weight back up. 3, 2, 1. All right, so that is it for exercise number 1. Now let's get into the next exercise for this routine. All right, so this next exercise is an exercise known as the curl up. So what you're going to do is, again, start by laying flat on your back with your knees bent, and begin this exercise by just slightly digging your heels into the mat, and also rocking your hips and your pelvis downwards as well. And what this is going to do, this is going to help you flatten your spine into the mat and just kind of facilitate the activation of your abdominal muscles, right? And the next thing you want to do is just to put your hands on the tops of your thighs. And then she's going to begin this exercise by slowly just kind of lifting her head and her neck off the floor, and then followed by her shoulders, while then sliding her hands up towards her knees, and essentially just kind of curling her back up vertebrae by vertebrae towards the top, and slowly come back down like so. All right, let's just repeat that a couple more times, sweet. Now, this is an exercise that I feel is just way safer and also way more effective than very popular exercises known as, crunches or sit-ups, because again, it's going to minimize the level of stress that you put on your back, but it's really going to maximize the level of activation that you will feel within those muscles of the core. Right? And it's just one of the easiest ways to start to activate the core. But again, it's also quite challenging in terms of how difficult this actually is in order to try to hold the contraction of those muscles. All right. So hold it up there for a couple seconds. Try to really crunch and hold, really try to squeeze those abdominal muscles. 3, 2, 1, and come back down. All right, let's just repeat that 2 more times. So rock that pelvis downwards, lift your head, lift your neck, lift those shoulders off the floor, hold it there, hold it there. 3, 2, 1, come back down. All right, and let's just repeat it 1 more time. So rock the pelvis back, head, neck, shoulders, curl each vertebrae up. Try to go up a little bit higher if you can. Up, up, up. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and slowly come back down. All right, so that is it for the curl up exercise. Now let's get into the last exercise for today. All right, so the last exercise for today is an exercise known as the dead bug. So what Twee's going to do is she's going to start by lifting both of her knees up towards the air at about 90 degrees like so. And then she's going to point both of her hands towards the ceiling and just keeping her arms at 90 degrees like so. And similar to the first two exercises, the most important thing that you want to do is just make sure that your back is flush and pretty much glued into the mat at all times. And then from there, what she's going to do is she's going to slowly lower her right arm and her left leg while just making sure that her back is staying flush against the floor, while also making sure that her left arm and right leg are staying completely still as well. And hold it at the bottom for just a second, and then slowly bring the arm and the leg back up like so. And let's have her repeat on the other side. Right? We're going to be going up for about 3 times on each arm and each leg. And again, this exercise is a lot harder than it looks like because of how much stimulation and how much stability it will generate within your core and abdominal muscles. And pull the arm and leg back up. Right, so long as you just focus on, again, trying to keep your back just kind of glued and flush and flat against the floor the entire time, I guarantee you will feel some level of activation and some level of stimulation within those abdominal and core muscles. All right, pull the arm and leg back up. Let's do the left arm and right leg. Again, I would also recommend that you really focus on trying to keep the arm and the leg that is stationary, and make sure that you focus on making sure that the arm and the leg do not move. Okay, arm and leg back up. This is a stability exercise. So while, again, sometimes people like to focus on the arm and leg that is extending, I've just really focused on trying to keep the arm and the legs that's not moving still, and it will enhance the level of activation and stability that you will generate within your core and abdominal muscles. Okay. All right. Let's do one more repetition. Left arm, right leg. Hold still. 3, 2, 1. Pull the arm and leg back up. Let's do one more round with the left arm or right arm and left leg. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Okay, so that is it for our core strengthening routine for today. We hope that this helps. We hope that you can start to really feel those abdominal muscles start to work. And we hope that this also teaches you how to take a lot of pressure off of your back as well. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.